Okay, in developing Sung, we obviously want to feel tension to release, have some sort of contrast. So when we touch the base, from the hand to the foot, we have a line. And if we compress down into the fascia and release, there's a pop. And that pop, as the fascia compresses and decompresses, there's a gap. And that's the easiest door to put Sung through. When you compress and release, that in Tai Chi, that'd be the yield, where you release the pressure slightly so that you can put the Sung inside the gap. Now, once you know this gap, and it's an opening and closing of the mental astral matrix, then you know the matrix and you put the Sung straight in. But if you don't know that matrix and you try and put Sung in, you'll get a partial result, because most of it's just relaxing tensions and absorbing and being wasted. So it's the placement of your relaxation that amplifies the effect on balance of the physical body. So when we touch the elasticity of the body, push down, release, that pop of the fascia opens up the mental matrix and closes it. So we've done the exercises where our partner lifts the elbows up, we touch the tension, and we pluck the balance and pull the stretch, and we get an opening of the mental matrix, and we get a sense of the balance. Once we have that, we can put that relaxation in any time we want, any part of the body through that feeling of the matrix. You just remember what the mental matrix is, and it's a part of your awareness. You just put energy in there. In the beginning, having these types of exercises where you touch and compress the base and then pull the body's open through the stretch, because that's a physical stretch happening through his body, this gives you the frequency or the feeling of what that matrix is and what the balance is. Once you've got that, then your partner can push in on you, and when he gives me this pressure, I have to back off just a little bit to get the Sung in. So I have to pull this way to go that way. If he pushes and I go directly in and I relax, I have to use 2, 3, 4 times more energy and relaxation my way to catch him than if I push in, pull back. Now it's really, really gentle, easy, and I'm in the door. So relaxing directly into tension will work, but you need a lot more energy and skill and Sung to be able to make it work. Where the yield and then enter through the matrices gives you a better effect. Now for healing and Qigong work, you just interact with what's there. You don't have to go to the feet. For Fajin work and martial training, I want to start at the most compressed point in the body, which are the soles of the feet. So you feel your own soles of the feet, then you touch and feel your partner's soles of the feet, and you relax that feeling, or that frequency of that tension of pressure first, and then you go through the rest of the body. So you find the feet, and you relax from there. And you reference resonance in your own foot pressure. You feel your foot pressure, you go, yeah, they've got foot pressure down there too. Relax on that frequency and put the Sung through. Now, if you look at traditional Tai Chi, they'll go, okay, hollow the chest, round the back, push out the Ming Men as you generate the ward-off energy. That's traditional models, and every one of the 8 energies has a different Sung pattern. I don't use them because I don't believe they're the best way to do things. The best way to do something is what is mechanically the strongest. So you look at the way a wrestler wrestles, he finds the strongest way to wrestle through natural response to force, and if there was a stronger way to do it, he would find it and do it. So you take the strongest pathway that something will work through competitive experience, then you internalize that pathway, put Sung, activate more fascia, and run a kinetic field of energy through wrestling, and you have a far superior art to what someone would call Tai Chi push hands. Because they're internalizing the strongest physical way to do something, not some traditional, okay, hollow the chest, round the back, let's push the Ming Men out and create this ward-off energy. You don't push a car by pushing your Ming Men out. You break your back. You'd hurt yourself. If you want a pure yang ward-off energy, you look at what are the mechanics of this pure yang pushing a car, and then you make it Sung, and the internal and the externals reflect, and you end up with a really powerful kinetic potential force. And that's how you develop peak forces. You look at what is the peak mechanic, then you put the relaxation, release and run internal currents through a peak body mechanic, and then you have a peak internal mechanic. It's just simple logic and it works. So if you're involved in a traditional framework, you can appreciate the tradition, but you always want to be in the sense of evolution to make it better. Because if it's something that they did last year, next year's computer is going to be better. If it's something they're trying to replicate from 50 years ago or 100 years ago, how good is it now? It's outdated. It doesn't matter if it's an internal skill or not, it's still outdated. You always want to improve what you're doing and take it to the next stage of evolution and make it better and better and better. The nature of evolution is continuous change. That everything is moving, shifting and changing, and your mind has to be free enough to do that. It's liberated enough to constantly evolve. And when you're working at internals, you want to have the base skill of being able to produce song for all different types of applications, for healing, for teaching, or for Fajin. But if you're locked into, I have to hollow my chest, round my back, push my Ming Men out to create this force, you can't use it for healing. It's not adaptable. It's what grooves into your astral body, that this ward-off energy only does ward-off. It doesn't do anything else because you've fabricated a structure of limitation around your mind, around the feeling, around the body, that this internal energy development system is just for that one purpose. As Hermeticists, we don't want to think that way. We want to look at the lawfulness of how something works, keep approaching it from different angles, and so that we can defabricate our own mind and ascend. And all these skills are just incidental skills that are side effects of practicing Hermetics. They're not the goal. We're not trying to be great martial artists. We're trying to understand how internal martial arts works so that we can understand Hermetics and develop ourselves spiritually. So all these drills are a side effect of Qigong practice. And then you can run the energy patterns any way you want, traditionally, or through a wrestling framework, or whatever the case is for you, as long as there's a deep understanding of how mind moves energy astrally, how mind moves Qi, and how Qi radiates through the body and the principles can operate. You're universal. You can apply it to anything. You can apply it through your paintbrush, or you can apply it through Tai Chi. It's all the same when you get to that universal level of thinking. So for the Sung, we want to go to the most tense part of a person's body first. That's the feet. The pressure of the foot to the ground, we want to feel that pressure and start generating Sung from the feet up. Now, when you put your awareness on your foot and your partner's foot at the same time, and you start putting Sung into both simultaneously, you're immune to the effect of Sung, but your partner is not. It starts to affect them. Start working from there. Then what I want you to do is start from the foot, but move the energy outside of the body and then put it into a big vertical circle and circulate it, not inside their body, pull their balance out, pull it up, over, outside your body, under the feet, and then wave it out. If you want to create more of a kinetic bounce, you can reconnect all that in the core, compress it, and then decompress it and release to create a bouncing energy, if you wish, or you can just let that wave of energy move and the person floats backwards. If you want to do more classical Tai Chi, you're always looking at how to get the feet to double hop. Both feet pop off the ground simultaneously. And that quality is really a marker for someone who does Tai Chi. So if that's your goal, just train to lift both of the feet at the same time. Not needed for healing or Hermetics or anything like that, but it's a good skill to develop anyway. All right, partner up, have a play.